learn everything about this place, gain the trust of people like you. How has he done that? And that's not an easy process.
Well, I'll say this much: you wouldn't know it was a challenge just by looking at him and just the way he carries himself. Very professional, but also very down to earth. Someone who kind of comes into the huddle and takes command, gets the offense settled. So he's really used his seniority to be able to make an impact here and a good impression on everyone. So I'm excited to see what he does for us this week one.
I know he tweaked his mechanics. How different is he as a passer from the spring to where he is now?
I'm not really sure because it's hard for me to really know what's going on in the quarterback room as far as his mechanics go and stuff, because you run a route and you turn around and the ball is just there. You don't really see what led up to that moment till the ball was released. But when you look on film, you could just tell his mind's in a better spot. He's more clean with his reads, and he's just on point.
What's it like to be in a huddle again, Emeka? I mean, Will was talking about it. He gets to sort of like talk to you guys maybe a little bit and stuff, almost like classic football again and stuff. What's your sense of that?
Yeah, I like it. We get a chance to be able to communicate before the play, kind of get our minds right before everything. And as a quarterback, it's his job to make sure he comes into the huddle and takes command of it, and it's kind of a field general for everybody. So that's kind of what we're feeling for Will. He's took tremendous command of the huddle, and we're glad to have him at the helm.
Mike, what's it like being the old man in the room very quickly here?
I mean, it's a huge honor for me, just to be able to kind of look up to the guys who were in the room when I was a freshman and sophomore, and kind of see how I've matured and developed into this new role. I always describe it as the torch being passed down, but that's truly what it is. When my time's done, I'm going to hand it down to the next person. They're going to continue to keep this legacy of what Zone 6 is.
Did that leadership role come easy for you?
I would say so. I feel like I've been a natural leader my entire life. I've got tremendous confidence from my parents in the way they carried themselves and the way that they raised me. They raised me to, not be afraid to speak my mind and show people the way. So I try my best to be a leader in everything that I do.
What's the Emeka Egbuka leadership style?
I would say mostly lead by example. I just feel if you do everything the right way, it's going to rub off on people eventually. And I would also say that, you kind of have to understand who you're talking to. Certain stuff makes different people tick, so you gotta know your guys. If you got to get harder on somebody to make them go, or if you got to kind of relate to them and pull them aside, have a talk. So I think that all goes into leadership, and you have to be able to. That has to be a skill that you have to be able to develop.
What's been different about Coach Day now that he's a true head coach? He's given up the play calling duties and all that stuff with Chip Kelly. What's been different about him?
I wouldn't say too much has necessarily changed, but you can tell he has tremendous trust in Coach Kelly and what he's going to do in the kind of the schemes and everything that he's brought into our program. So the fact that he has such confidence in him and his play calling ability makes us tremendously confident. So Coach Day has always been Coach Day, and he's going to continue to stay that way. But I'm glad he's able to focus more on what he needs to focus on.
Emeka, how does Caleb Downs affect the passing game?
He's kind of a field general in a sense, kind of the quarterback on that side. A lot of people may think it's the Mike linebacker, and we have Cody Simon who does that as well. But Caleb's kind of that for our secondary, kind of make sure things are clicking on all cylinders. And he's just a very cerebral kid, very smart, and he's able to kind of take control of the defense. So make the right calls, make the right checks. So he's definitely annoying for the offense to deal with, but it makes us better.
Does he impact you in any way, where you are, wherever you are? Do you have to worry about where he is or know where he is?
I would say he impacts the entire offense. It's not like, we're not oblivious to the fact of the caliber of player he is, but as an offense, you come out and you expect to execute on anybody who's lined up across from you. So,
Your first catch was against Akron way back when, 2021. Is it too fitting that this is the first game you're playing this season?
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but we definitely come a long way since my freshman year. Thankful to the Lord that He's kept me all these years and kept my head on straight and allowed me to develop into the person that I am now. Coming full circle, it is really surreal moment to be in my senior year playing against the people I got my first catch against, so it's really cool.
What do you remember about that catch, that 8-field?
I remember Kyle getting yelled at. It was a ball he was not supposed to throw, and I also remember getting pushed out at like the 1 or 2 yard line. So that's kind of a bittersweet memory, but it was a great memory nonetheless.
Do you think you should have scored?
I mean, I have to say yes. If I don't think I should have scored, I don't think I should be playing football. So.
What have you seen
Emeka,
out of
how have
Milan
you
in this camp so far? I mean, where is he at in his development compared to maybe where you were at, or other guys you've seen at that point in their early point in their career?
Who's that?
Milan.
Milan came in. He kind of has all the intangibles of a receiver. You can tell he just loves the game, the way he goes about his business. He runs every route to perfection. He's a very cerebral kid, and every time he gets on the field, he expects perfection. So he's just got to continue to develop, continue to work, and I'm really excited to see what he's able to do for us.
Emeka, how have you seen Jeremiah Smith grow over camp to be able to for this opportunity to start on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's no secret that he has all the physical capabilities that you would want at a receiver. Really, any position he could play any position on the football field with his athletic ability, but. So a lot of it for him was putting together the mental piece of the game, not just understanding what he has on a specific play, but the whole concept, understanding defenses, all that type of stuff. So there's nothing really that can get you ready for that moment for your first snap in college, because it is different than high school. But once he gets acclimated and gets used to it, I have no doubts he's going to take off for us and do tremendous things.
And how have you seen Faith continue to bring the team together?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge part of everything that we've done. Been a huge part of a lot of the reasons why the seniors came back and everything like that. So we have a team Bible study that we continue to do and continue to grow. We kind of just preach the truth of the gospel to the guys on the team, and it's definitely permeated throughout the team throughout the years, because looking back a couple years ago, there wasn't that many people on the team heavily into their faith, and along came a couple special people who really changed the dynamics of our program. But in the Bible it says one man plants, the other man waters, but God ultimately brings the increase. So we're just trying our best to stay obedient to the Lord, and he's done tremendous things.
Who are those two special people you just mentioned?
I would say kind of the founders, I would say, of the team's faith. We're definitely Master Teague for one, Cameron Babb, and Xavier Johnson. So those guys.
What do you view as your responsibility as a captain?
Really, what I view my responsibility as a captain is just as a person in general, is to push everybody closer to Christ. And by doing that, I try to walk as close to Christ as I can myself, and kind of be that example and be that light for people to look up to. And I think all the basic principles that are found in the Bible, and when you're trying to pursue Christ, will naturally make you a better leader, a better person, better football player in a sense. So I just try my best to emulate him.
Emeka, I know rule number one in football is you never underestimate an opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, and I predict your answer. But the fact is, when you're playing, it's the first time Ohio State's not played a Notre Dame, Oklahoma, whoever it might be. This is a talented team. It's a veteran team. I'm sure it's a mature team. What kind of challenge is it, though, to use these first three games especially for everything that you can get out of it, and not allow yourself to get complacent, not overlook anyone?
Yeah, I mean, we have specific goals going into every single week. Some of our goals for this week is, things can get sloppy in week one. You see it all across the country. False starts, penalties, all these type of stuff. So we're really just trying to be clean, go out there, play a fast, complete football game, clicking on and firing on all cylinders. So by no means are we underestimating any opponent. We go out there on the field every Saturday expecting to blow out whoever lines up across from us. So that's just our mentality. So we're going to hold true to that.
One more question about Will. Just describe his personality, just aside from football.
Yeah, very, very unserious guy, very funny guy. Kind of lightens the room when he walks in, and he's a true joy to be around. You can kind of throw Will into any setting, and he's going to get along with everybody there. So definitely up the team chemistry in the locker room. We love having him around, so we're super glad he's part of this team.
And to have a guy who's 23 in a couple of weeks, I think, to have a guy that's not it's going to be growing pains because he has to learn the Ohio State way, but he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a kid. How important will that be this year?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely feel his seniority on the field. I've talked about it multiple times. He kind of comes in, takes command of the huddle, like I was describing earlier, and you can feel kind of a sense of peace when he's behind the center. There's not too much chaos going on within his mind. He's able to make clean reads. Even if a coach is hounding him about a play that he should have done, he's able to bounce back from it quick. So just the traits that come with that, being an older player, you can definitely feel, and it rubs off on the entire offense.
The sophomore season has often been when wide receivers have emerged, you and Marv obviously, but a bunch of other guys. How have you seen Carnell and Brandon kind of get ready for what could be a big year for them?
Yeah, they just continue to do what they've always done. That's put their best foot forward, work hard, and just grind. They're real hard-working dudes. So that's kind of goes hand in hand with just the culture of the wide receiver room in general. So I have no doubts that they're going to do amazing things for us this season. Freshman year, you're feeling out a lot of things. You're not used to college football at the time, but with 1 year of experience underneath their belt, it makes a whole world of difference. You can see it in my sophomore year. You can see it in Marvin's sophomore year, Garrett, all these guys. So Jackson. So it truly is a different level of confidence that you have when you step onto that field.
Do you miss returning kickoffs?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah, for sure.
Because I think would you average like 29 yards a kick as a freshman return?
Something high. I know. I feel like I got snubbed when it came to the special teams awards, but no, I'm just playing. It was a fun time, definitely freshman year. It kind of helped me settle into my career in a sense, because I knew I wasn't going to be seeing the field, too much as a freshman. I was always ready to go, and I knew all the plays down pat, so that was never an issue. But we had so many talented people in the wide receiver room, so in my mind, when I went into freshman year, I wasn't even a wide receiver. I was a kick returner. Like, that was my job on this team. That's what they needed me to do. So I really took it to heart, and I just tried to do the best I could.
What's the key to being a good returner?
Hitting it fast. That's really the main key. You can't stutter your feet. You can't chop it all, because those holes close quicker than you might think. And the other thing is that there's always one more defender than you think. So you kind of just got to run strong, run hard, run through arm tackles. Don't let anything slow you down. So yeah, that's really the main thing, is just hitting it at full speed, not being scared because there's big dudes in there when you get to kick return at college. It's definitely a different level.
I would think that would be the single scariest thing you can do on a football field.
Yeah, that or punt return. It's between the two.
It's only a couple guys coming at you at once. The
Yeah.
guards, basically.
Well,
There's a second wave after.
Yeah, punt return though, it's not even close. Like, way harder to catch, especially wind, all that type of stuff. If it's a spiral, if it's not a spiral, the ball's kind of moving sporadically and all types of movements. And kick return, you kind of know where the ball is going to be. So they're definitely both intimidating options, but intimidating for different reasons. But you kind of just got to stand bold in the face of those adversities and just do what you know.
It probably didn't help when you fair catch it and they're standing right in front of you
Oh
at
yeah,
the same time.
oh yeah. It's all part of it.
Have
Your
you
own
been
pain.
hit so hard as a kickoff return that you just thought, oh my God, this is crazy?
Kickoff return for sure. I remember taking a shot my freshman year away game at Nebraska. That was different. I took the crown of a helmet to like my thigh or something like that, and I was not walking straight for a little while. So I think I was out the rest of that game, but I bounced back the next week for Purdue. So.
Emeka, what did it mean to you to see nearly 1,000 students show up to campus this weekend on Sunday to celebrate their faith with you and the rest of the football team?
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty emotional for me to talk about, just because of the prayers that have gone out, and kind of just how long we've been waiting on something like this for a revival to occur on our campus, not just on our campus but on our football team. So it's kind of been prayed for and by a ton of people like Master, Xavier, Cam Bab throughout the years, and to see something like that come to fruition with such a tremendous response, we can only give glory to God for that moment, because it was truly something that's going to stick with me the rest of my life, and hopefully we can do something like that in the future again.
Emeka, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I think I need you for a minute right over here.